I'm Hannah from Work for Yoga and welcome to my channel. In this short video I'm taking you through some of my favourite exercises to look after your back. So if you've perhaps experienced aches or pains, or you're perhaps looking to use gentle yoga to start to build your back mobility, maybe this sort of yoga for back care can hopefully help you. So we're going to get started in an all fours position. And gently bring your wrists underneath shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Let's work through a couple of cat-cows to start with. So tilting the pelvis up, this can be a really small movement, it really doesn't have to be big. You're going to bring the belly towards the floor, bring the shoulder blades together and slightly gaze in front of the hands. And just pause here, breathe through. And then gently tucking the pelvis underneath, tucking the tummy in and separating those shoulder blades as you press into the wrists. Come into your cat pose, your angry cat pose, bringing your chin towards your chest. And again, you can hold here. So you might find that you want to hold these poses for a few breaths, or if you'd like, you can flow between them. So again, starting by making the movement quite small, and then as you start to stretch through your back, you may find that you're able to start to make the movement a little bit bigger. But just doing it really, really gently, only taking it to a point which feels good for you. And see if you can engage through your core when you're in your cat pose, and keep it slightly engaged as you come into your cow pose as well. So tucking that tummy slightly in, just to help with your stability. Beautiful. Then bringing the hands a palm distance in front, you're just going to flow back. So sink your bum back towards your heels into your child's pose. Let's come back up and down. So it's just a gentle stretch through the shoulders, through the whole of the back. Coming up, back and down. Sinking the bum down now, perhaps resting in your child's pose. Option to bring the forehead towards the floor. You can pop a blanket underneath your bum. Really great stretch for just starting to make the back open. You can pop a little block or cushion underneath your forehead to help it lower down to the earth. And then gently walking your fingertips back, coming back to your all fours position. We're going to bring, so again, really want you to focus on your core now. So core and our particular lower back are very much linked in terms of muscle groups. So we really want to start to work, anytime we're working with our back, to start to really tuck through that tummy, and it will really help us give us lovely strong foundations. So what you're going to do is get this lovely all fours position and then bring the left foot back. So you're coming onto the left toes, press through the left heel. See if you can keep your hips square to the floor and see if you can keep your tummy engaged. So you're feeling a lovely stretch, perhaps working its way up into that lower back. If this feels like pretty comfortable for you and you want to try a little bit more, you can bring that foot up to hip height. So if it feels too much, you can always pop the foot back down. But if it feels all right, you're going to bring it up just to start to work into that area. And as you build your strength over time, you may also want to bring the right hand forward. So coming into bird dog pose. One more breath wherever you are. Lowering the hand if it's up, lowering the foot if it's up, and then bringing the knee back to center. Let's do a couple of those. Coming back to child pose and ups. So you can have those fingertips slightly further forward. And then coming back to that all fours position, let's find the same thing on the opposite side. So bringing the right foot back. See if you can keep the hips nice and square to the mat. Press away into that right heel. Really feel stretch down the back of that leg. And hopefully you're starting to feel it work into that lower back area. If this feels all right, you're going to stay here. If you want to add a little bit more sensation, you're going to raise that heel up. Again, engaging through the tummy, keep it tucked in towards the spine. Bring that foot roughly in line with the hip. Option to stay here, or option to bring the left hand forward if you want to go up to the next level. Pause for another breath or two wherever you are. And then exhale the hand down, exhale the foot down, and we'll come back to our all fours position. So bringing the hands a palm distance forward, we'll tuck the toes under and shift the bum up and back, finding ourselves in a downward facing dog. This is a really nice one for stretching out through the spine. See if you can release any tension through the neck and shoulders. So give yourself a little nod and a shake. And what we're thinking about is pushing that bum up and back. So it's not about having straight legs. In fact, I really encourage you, if you have got back things going on, to keep a generous bend. Feet are about hip distance apart. And you're really pressing away with the hands, feeling a lovely stretch. At any time, you can always come down into your child's pose from this position. But if you wanted to, you could start pedaling through the legs just to add a little bit of a leg stretch in. Quite often we have tightness in the legs, which does contribute to our lower back tension as well. Just see how you get on with that. Otherwise, staying in center, staying stable. Pause for one more breath. And then lowering the knees down. Beautiful. Doing super duper well. We're going to finish off by coming onto our backs for a couple of moves. Firstly, let's bring the knees into the chest and give ourselves a big hug. A little rock from side to side. Giving ourselves a little back massage. And then dropping the feet to the mat. You're going to bring the feet just wider than hip distance apart. Bring the arms out, either into a T shape or you can bend at the elbow, depending on your space. And then you're going to bring the knees over towards the right hand side. Option to follow the gaze to that side. You can keep the head in center, or you may like to look over opposite fingertips just to get a little bit of a neck stretch going. See what feels good for your neck today. See if you can keep both shoulder blades grounded into the ground. If this feels okay for your back, stay here. If you want to add more sensation, you can always bring the left knee round and almost bring the knees further up towards your chest. That will create more of a sensation if you prefer. So again, you can have a play with that. One more breath here. And then gently bringing the feet back to center. And we'll find it on the opposite side. So starting by rotating. So you've got to start with those feet just wider than hip distance apart. Rotate the knees over towards the left. Doesn't matter if they don't touch the ground. It's more about the movement towards that side than anything else. Keep both shoulder blades grounded on the ground. Option to look over opposite fingertips. Take a couple of breaths in this position. Beautiful. And then if you'd like to, this is your opportunity to extend the stretch, either by stacking the knees one on top of each other, or potentially even bringing the knees up a little bit higher towards your chest, depending on where you want to feel the sensation, how tight your back is today. Breathing here. Just a couple more breaths, allowing yourself to feel really supported by the ground. And then gently bringing those knees back to center. Let's take a couple of rolls. Again, finding that lovely hug in towards the chest. You can rock up and down the spine if that feels good for you, or just keep it going side to side. And then either roll over to one side or use the momentum to rock yourself up to find a comfortable seated position. And we'll close our practice here today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that's done something to help your back today. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in below. And otherwise, don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel if you'd like to be notified of the latest videos. I hope to see you soon.